Yo, 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 what's up, everybody? It's your boy King Bean, and I'm back with some more gameplay. Call of Duty's in the background. There's the Xbox One Gamer tag. Hit me up if you want to play. Today's Sunday. I'm chilling. Decided to play some Call of Duty today and actually record some of it. Playing on the Habit map pack. Habit map pack, really not one of my favorite map packs that came with this Call of Duty game. It's okay, but it encouraged camping way too much. So, and I like playing a lot of team deathmatch. So anyway, what I want to talk to you guys about was two interviews that I heard today. Well, not today, but in the past couple of weeks, which was the Dame Dash interview and Dr. Boyce Watkins interview on Power 105. And in case you guys don't know what Power 105 is, Power 105, the Breakfast Club, is a urban radio station that's based out of New York with Charlemagne the God, DJ Envy, and the lovely Miss Angela Yee. Now, these two interviews are very powerful and they were very, very impactful, at least to me. It kind of renewed my spirit of what I want to do. Um, what they were basically talking about was ownership. You know, instead of working for somebody to have your own, to own your own business, is probably one of the best ways to financial freedom. Now, notice I didn't say riches or wealth, but you probably can do it. But most small businesses fail 9 out of 10 times or whatever the statistic is. But usually, when you work for yourself, you tend to put more into it, even if you don't know and you make mistakes, and even if you fail, you want to put more into doing the business than working for somebody else. Because working for somebody else really it really does suck. Because when you work for somebody else, you have to be there when they tell you to be there. You have to do what they tell you to do. And a lot of times they may not give you enough resources to get your job done, but they expect you to get it done. And there's a myth out there that there is job security. There's no job security no matter where you go. Growing up and going to public schools, one thing I learned in life, we were never taught about money. Nobody ever talked about money. Basically, what they would tell you to do is go to school, get your education, go to college, get a job. They never said, hey, go to school, learn how to open your own business so you can create a life that you want for yourself. Now, there's nothing wrong with working. I ain't saying there's anything wrong with working. Every man should work. And I really wholeheartedly believe it. Grandmother instilled that in me. That's why I love to work. And then some people say I love to work too much. But at this point, I hate to say I'm dissatisfied, but I look at my customers when they come in, and I always say to myself, I don't want to be like that if I'm fortunate enough for them to be their age. And what I mean is they depend on the government for money. That's all they can do. And some people can't help it. It could be anything, illness or any kind of sickness or something that could derail that and mess that all up for anybody. But for the most part, man, that's what people live on. They live off of that. Or, they waste a lot of money. And I'm as guilty as that, like everybody else. I have wasted a ton of money. Honestly, I've wasted a lot of money on these video games, to be honest with you. And this is my crack habit. And not turning it into something that'll actually create money for me, create wealth. Because it's either one or two things. Either you're going to work for money or money's going to work for you. And I'm tired of working for money. I want money to work for me. And that's not to say, hey, I'm greedy and that's all I want. I want to be happy and healthy in life, but it's hard to see when it's hard to live when you have to live paycheck to paycheck or live, off the government. And the government barely going to give you enough to get by. Some people that I see, you have to decide whether you're going to eat or buy your medicine or pay your rent. Those should not be choices hard choices that anybody has to make. Unfortunately, I'm right in the middle of that. Unfortunately, I meant to say, which I can't afford to pay my bills, but I still don't have enough money. Like Dr. Boyce Watkins said, you got to have FU money. Everybody needs FU money. And anybody on the job right now, we should have enough money where you can say, F you, I'll be okay. So how do you do that? So the only options that I know of now, outside of the legal options, because I'm not going to do anything illegal because I'm too scared to go to jail. I ain't going to front. I ain't never been to jail. I don't never want to go to jail. But it's out there is legal money, and that's ownership. You know, being an owner, being an entrepreneur. My stepfather was an entrepreneur. My stepfather used to own a bar in the Bronx, and he did his thing. I should have hung out with him a lot more to actually learn about business. And now I'm actually reading more books on businesses and how to create your own and how to create a brand for yourself. And that's what I'm working on now. I'll tell anybody right now they should read this book by Robert Kiyosaki. It's called Rich Dad Poor Dad. I read this book a couple of years ago, and he has a lot of key points and to why it's important for you to also have ownership. It's a real easy read. It's not hard to read. The book probably costs like $9.99. You can probably get it on Amazon or anywhere, the paperback, or just download it to your e-reader. Very easy read. And one of the key points that he made in his book is something very simple as what's an asset and what's a liability. Now, the way he breaks it down, an asset is something that puts money into your pocket. A liability is something simply that takes money out of your pocket. For an example, an asset could be something like if you own rental property. So people are paying you rent. So when they're paying you rent, that's an asset because it's putting money in your pocket. Now, what's a liability? A liability is something that takes money out of your pocket. Let's say you own a vehicle and you have to put gas in your vehicle. So that's taking money out of your pocket to put in to the gas pump to put fuel in your car. So those are liabilities. In the simplest forms of that. It's a lot more complicated than that, but in the simplest form of that. But regardless to say, I said all that to say this. I think we need more minority owners and be job creators, and not to depend on the government for us to sustain life and for us to live. It's hard trying to change your mindset from an employee or worker drone and being enslaved to debt to being an entrepreneur, being a business owner, and wanting to own your own things and to make your own money to make your life possibly better in the future. So I just want to make a quick video on that. I think I'm gonna go more into depth because I'm gonna read a little bit more, and I want to actually have a nice poignant conversation with you guys so I can speak better on this. This was just something real quick. This is something that was just on my mind. So if you like it, man, just like it. If you want, I would love to hear y'all comments in the comments section of the video. I know I'm starting at the end. I'm just wrapping up. I'm sorry about that. But thanks for watching. It's your boy King B. I'll let you dudes later. Peace.